Have you ever wondered what would happen if two heavily armed men walked into a bank with the intent to take everything? Imagine being a customer, a bank employee, or even one of the police officers who had to respond. What would you do? How would you react? Let me take you back to February 28th, 1997, a day that started like any other, but ended in a way no one could have predicted. The calm before the storm. It's a sunny morning in North Hollywood. People are going about their day, unaware that their lives are about to change forever. Two men, Larry Phillips Jr. and Emil Matasareanu, are gearing up for what they believe will be the perfect heist. Dressed in homemade body armor and armed to the teeth, they step out of their vehicle and head towards the Bank of America on Laurel Canyon Boulevard. Phillips and Matasareanu are no strangers to crime. They've spent years honing their skills, planning every detail of their heists with meticulous precision. But today, they're not just robbing a bank, they're prepared for war. They carry multiple firearms, including AK-47 and other high-powered rifles, along with thousands of rounds of ammunition. Their homemade body armor covers them from head to toe, making them nearly invincible against the standard-issue weapons of the Los Angeles Police Department. The robbery begins. Inside the bank, the atmosphere is tense. The robbers order everyone to the ground, their AK-47 barking commands louder than words. The employees and customers are terrified, unsure if they'll make it out alive. As Phillips and Matasareanu move with military precision, filling their bags with money, the Los Angeles Police Department quickly responds. But what they're about to face is unlike anything they've encountered before. Outside, officers begin to arrive, their patrol cars screeching to a halt. They take cover behind their vehicles, guns drawn, trying to assess the situation. Little do they know, they're about to be outgunned in a way that few could have imagined. As the robbers exit the bank, a fierce gunfight erupts. The robbers have armor-piercing rounds that slice through police cars like butter. Officers take cover, realizing their service weapons are practically useless against these heavily armed men. The situation escalates as more police arrive, each with the same question: how do we stop them? The shootout. For 44 minutes, the streets of North Hollywood turn into a war zone. Gunfire echoes off buildings, and bystanders flee in terror. Police scramble for heavier weapons, even resorting to a nearby gun store to level the playing field. Amid the chaos, brave officers and civilians alike risk their lives to help the wounded. The robbers, undeterred by their injuries, continue their assault, determined to escape. The intensity of the shootout is unimaginable. Phillips and Matasareanu unleash a torrent of bullets, forcing the police to retreat and regroup. Their homemade body armor makes them nearly invulnerable to the officers' bullets, and their high-powered rifles give them a significant advantage. Despite being outgunned, the police hold their ground, returning fire whenever they can. The sound of gunfire is deafening, and the air is thick with smoke and the smell of gunpowder. As the shootout rages on, officers are forced to make split-second decisions. They know that every second counts, and they must find a way to end the standoff before more lives are lost. The police quickly realize that their standard-issue weapons are no match for the robbers' firepower. Desperate for heavier artillery, some officers rush to a nearby gun store, commandeering more powerful rifles and ammunition. This bold move helps to even the playing field, giving the police a fighting chance against the heavily armed robbers. The turning point. Despite their firepower and planning, Phillips and Matasareanu's luck begins to run out. Phillips, out of ammo and wounded, takes his own life rather than surrender. Matasareanu, bleeding and desperate, hijacks a car but is quickly surrounded by police. A final exchange of gunfire ends his life, bringing the violent ordeal to a close. The turning point comes when Phillips is struck by multiple bullets. Bleeding heavily and realizing he has no way out, he makes a fateful decision. Rather than be captured, he takes his own life with a shot to the head. Meanwhile, Matasareanu, wounded but still determined to escape, hijacks a passing car. He forces the driver out at gunpoint and speeds away, but his freedom is short-lived. Police quickly surround the vehicle, and a final intense exchange of gunfire ensues. Matasareanu is hit multiple times and eventually succumbs to his injuries. As the dust settles, the scale of the destruction becomes clear. The streets are littered with bullet casings, shattered glass, and damaged vehicles. The aftermath of the shootout is a sobering reminder of the violence that unfolded. 11 officers and 7 civilians are injured, but miraculously, no one else is killed. The bravery and quick thinking of those involved saved countless lives, but the scars of that day will remain with them forever. Aftermath and impact. The North Hollywood shootout leads to significant changes in police tactics and equipment. The Los Angeles Police Department realizes that their standard-issue weapons are insufficient against heavily armed criminals. In response, the department upgrades its arsenal, ensuring that officers are better prepared for high-stakes encounters in the future. The shootout also prompts a nationwide discussion about law enforcement's preparedness and the types of weapons available to the public. This event also highlights the incredible bravery and resilience of the officers and civilians involved. Many of the officers who faced Phillips and Matasareanu that day were recognized for their heroism. Their actions under fire were nothing short of extraordinary. The shootout becomes a case study in police training programs, teaching future officers how to respond to similar situations. Call to action. What do you think went through the minds of those involved? How would you react if you found yourself in such a situation? Comment below with your thoughts, and let's discuss the impact this event had on law enforcement and our society. Have you ever experienced something that made you feel this kind of fear or adrenaline? Share your stories. Think about the changes in police tactics and equipment. Do you believe they're enough to prevent a similar incident from happening again? What other measures do you think should be implemented to ensure public safety? Let's start a conversation in the comments below. The legacy. This shootout changed the landscape of American policing. The bravery and quick thinking of those involved saved countless lives. Yet, it also raises questions about the balance between public safety and criminal firepower. Could such an event happen again? What measures should be in place to prevent it? The legacy of the North Hollywood shootout extends beyond the immediate changes in police equipment and tactics. It serves as a stark reminder of the potential for violence in our society and the importance of being prepared for the unexpected. The shootout is often cited in discussions about gun control, police training, and public safety. A story of bravery and sacrifice. The story of the North Hollywood shootout is one of bravery, sacrifice, and resilience. It's a testament to the courage of the officers who stood their ground in the face of overwhelming firepower. Their actions prevented what could have been a much greater tragedy. It's also a reminder of the dangers that law enforcement officers face every day and the importance of supporting them in their mission to protect and serve. What if it happened today? Imagine if a similar incident happened today. How would law enforcement respond? Would the outcome be different with today's technology and training? These are questions that continue to be debated among law enforcement professionals and policymakers. The North Hollywood shootout serves as a powerful case study, highlighting both the progress that has been made and the challenges that remain. Share your thoughts. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to make a split-second decision under pressure? How did you handle it? Share your experiences in the comments below. Your stories can provide valuable insights and help others understand the complexities of such high-stress situations. What are your thoughts on the changes in police tactics and equipment since the North Hollywood shootout? Do you think law enforcement is better prepared today, or are there still gaps that need to be addressed? Let's discuss these important issues and share our perspectives. End. And just like that, the North Hollywood shootout was over, but its echoes remain.